I'm overwhelmed, filthy and grimy. There's food on the walls. There's pet messes on every single rug. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. We are gonna get it taken care of. I always like to start my videos with showing you a really good and detailed before we get into all the cleaning and putting things away, decluttering, and even organizing. But I also wanted to show you the before because, as I had just mentioned, I am very overwhelmed. And why does it continue to get like this? If you're anything like me, you really need and feel like you need to thrive in a clean and clutter-free space, but it is really hard to keep up with. So I've learned of what I can and cannot manage, and I can manage this amount of stuff. I have had many of you ask me, why do I continue to declutter? Well, it's because I don't get rid of everything at once. It can be a very emotional process, and although I do it often, I still get hung up on things just like the next person. So it's something that you have to constantly continue to do. I'm not a big spender, but we do accumulate stuff and we grow out of stuff and things get destroyed or stained or got holes in it. And so those are the things that I usually let go. I'm very good at donating all the things that I feel like some use in it. If it doesn't, then I will get rid of those things. But we have too much stuff and we can't manage it. And especially my family. I don't want to be the type of mom that's, almost militant on how I keep my home. I want it to be a fun and relaxing environment. I can't relax in a messy space, and neither can many people. And I know that my kids would prefer a clean space too, but they have to help me keep it clean. And I'll go into that further as I get into the video of some of the things that we are doing to try to manage this clutter, manage this, so we can stop just being caught in this cycle. I'm going to do something called the hush method. Hang on. Woo! I know. Okay, I'm going to do something called the hush method because I am increasingly getting overwhelmed. When you take all your Christmas things and decor down and your home feels really bare, I like that feeling. However, I long for, I said I'm not a minimalist, I'm not a maximalist, I'm a middleist. However, I am learning that in this stage of life, I cannot manage much more than the absolute necessities, and those are the people who are living and breathing. So I came across this hush method, and it was really interesting. Basically, you take everything that you can out of the room, not furniture, not big pieces, but like decor, pictures if you choose, pillows, those type of things, like little knick-knacky things or just like filler type things. And you put them in another room. And you do it for, I think it was 24 hours, and then see how you feel. The room is obviously gonna feel very bare. But in that 24 hours, see how much you really wanna bring back. And the purpose of that is because it's like everything has a demand. It's like a silent to-do list. It's like clutter noise. And so for me, I love that Southern style. That's always been my style. But I can't manage things. I have found that when I have coffee tables, this is what happens. I've cleaned this off and that's been fine. But I love pillows. I love blankets. I love all the things. I can't manage it. And what's happening is that it looks great for a while, but then it quickly becomes a disaster. Daily, it becomes a disaster. And in order for me to keep the house clean to my liking, I have to clean pretty much all day. And I am not willing to do that in this season of life. I don't have time to clean all day. And I did it for about a week straight, and I was exhausted every day. And I found myself that although I felt very accomplished at the end of the day, and I felt like my house was put together, my creativity was sparked and all the things, I had little time to do anything else. I'm overwhelmed. I am tired of falling in this slump every other week. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. This house is filthy and grimy. There's food on the walls. There's pet messes on every single rug. There are clothes and diapers, and I have just learned that right now I can't handle it. And so we are gonna get it taken care of. Many of us have what we call gateway chores, or I think there's another term for it, but basically a chore that you start and it really helps set the tones. It gets you, Lord, can I talk? It sets the momentum, it sets the tone, it gets you motivated to do the next task. And so for me, that's my bedroom or my kitchen. But a rug was just driving me nuts. I have already treated the stain, and it was actually a couple days ago, and I let the stain, the treatment saturate on both sides, but it needed to be cleaned. And just Hazel goes through times where she makes messes like this. It's not every day, but I feel like it's like little spurts. So she's fine. She's healthy. Of course, I check, but she's got a little bladder. And I love this rug so much, so I'm trying to salvage it as much as possible. Before I ever do carpet cleaning, I like to do the Kirby, because if you don't, you may notice when you use your carpet cleaner, it has like a lot of hair on it, whether it's human hair or animal hair or a little bit of both in our situation. It gets really nasty and really thick and goopy. And so I like to give the rug a really good vacuuming, just to kind of minimize some of that yucky clumps of hair. Oh, man. That little girl just lights up my life. All my kids do. I have missed having a younger kid in the house, so it's been just a joy to be able to experience it again. If you are new here, I have 6 children, and my oldest is turning 22, and then we'll have a soon-to-be 19-year-old, 14, 12, and 10, and then Emma, she'll be 3 soon. So yeah, it's been wonderful. But I want you to pay attention to this rug. Look at the difference already. Look at from what I've done, and I kept this in real time so you would see really how slow you need to vacuum and clean your rugs. These videos are usually sped up because obviously this is a very time-consuming process, cleaning your home, and nobody wants to watch a 6-hour video. I mean, maybe you do, but that's what marathons are for. But most people won't. So we like to speed it up to like just kind of give you that motivation quickly, instant gratification, if you will. But really, you should go over these so incredibly slowly. You want to give the appliance, the vacuum, or the cleaner time to actually do its job. When I have a pet stain, I like to do both sides of the rug. That way I can make sure I am penetrating the top and the bottom. I also treat both top and bottom. I feel like that just works the best. Now, I have not been wowed with any sort of pet stain remover or odor remover. If you have any recommendations, please let me know. I would love to know some. I feel like I've tried so many and I haven't been wowed yet. So this was just one pass on the carpet and it's pretty bad. And I actually did 2. So yeah, clean your carpets regularly. And we are trying to not wear shoes in the house anymore. That will definitely help a great deal. But it is hard when you have kids and animals obviously. So animals bring in a ton of yuckiness, a ton. So this chair here, this is one of my Facebook Marketplace finds. It's actually a Pottery Barn chair for $50. I got it when we moved into the house, and I have really loved it. Ruby has also really loved it as well. And so I'm going to clean this out because this needs to be washed as well. She is a Labradoodle and she is a stinky dog. And so I don't know what to do about that either. But she just leaves her oils on this, and it just drives me crazy because this was supposed to be my special little nook chair where I can read or edit or, just hang out, and no such with her on it. So I'm going to try to find a way to get her to stay on her very nice, expensive, fluffy bed I purchased her. But, we shall see. This carpet cleaner has an attachment where it's like a crevice tool, and I didn't even think about it or pay attention that they had a larger attachment that would have made this so much easier, but you live and you learn. But it works great for crevices. Wonderful. This is a Shark carpet cleaner and I love it. I did have the Bissell and it was really good too, and I just wanted to try something different, and it has not disappointed whatsoever. I love the crevice tool. I think the suction is really, really good, and I think it cleans fairly well for being something that you can use at home.
Last night we had something. Tonight I'll be guessing, but I don't really have a case. You don't have to mention, you just like their attention. This song reminds me so much of Joanna. Do you guys remember her? Such a sweet, sweet person. She came and visited me after I had Emma, and it just meant the world to me. I feel like there are certain songs that remind me of certain people, not just here in the YouTube world. Although if I hear a certain song, I know that's Tiffany's. If I hear a certain song, I know that's Amanda's, and this one just reminds me of Joanna. So I do speak to her every so often. I'll just send her a message, say, hey, I'm thinking about you. You're on my heart. I hope you're doing well. And then a whole bunch, I love you, thinking about you. And then we go months and months and months of not speaking again. But she's just really busy. She is so involved, and like she'll tell me, she's like, I'm just so, involved with the people that are right in front of my face. It's just really hard to talk to other people and to manage YouTube and all the things, which I completely understand. So I just wanted to know if that reminded you of her as well. That's this song. But here is the reservoir. Now, I cleaned it out before I cleaned the chair. I like to see each time, even if I have room to do more areas, I like to see what the cleaner is actually getting. And this is pretty astounding. It's crazy to me. Also, I have had some messages about these rugs. These are from Home Goods. And when I lived in my last house, I had the rug in my bedroom that I have now. I had that same style rug, color and everything. But when we moved, I accidentally left it outside and it got rained on. So obviously we had to dispose of it. And then I had told myself, if I ever find it again, I'm going to get it. And I did. And that's what is in my bedroom. But I love that rug so much. I scoured the internet to try to find it, and it's about $1,100, and there's no way I'm paying that. So I just was hoping and praying that I walked into Home Goods one day and saw it, and I did, but it was a slightly different style. That's what you see here in this under the desk. And then scouring Home Goods randomly, I found the exact same rug that I have in my bedroom, and I said, you know what? I'm buying it. And it sat under my couch for the longest time until it was time to get another rug. So I don't do well with pressure washing rugs. So the last rug that we had in the living room, I tried to pressure wash it. It didn't work. And so that is that. So I get questions, and that's that is it. I will post a picture right here of what the style and the number is. Beautiful rugs, held up beautifully, and I highly recommend them. I'm not going to pay thousands of dollars for a rug. That's just me, especially when you have a little dog making messes. But if you can find it for $2.99 or $3.99 in Home Goods, it is a steal. I don't think this goes without saying, but when you are cleaning any type of messes like this, you really need to take some time and pay special attention to this device when you're done using it. So when I'm done cleaning and using my carpet cleaner, I always will put it in the sink. I will clean out the reservoir thoroughly, and then I will let it sit out to dry before I put it back into the carpet cleaner. Next, I will use the hose and suck up some steaming hot water, and I will disinfect that hose, the bristle, and the little attachments. Then I will take off the plastic protector that's on the front of the brush, and then I will take out anything else that will come off. This one in particular, I can't get the roll off, but I will spin it manually and get all of the hair and all of the gunk off of it, and then I will disinfect it. I do this each and every time I use it. I will not put it away until that is done. You don't want to leave this sitting aside with all the stuff still just sitting on it. It's a ton of bacteria. It will get extremely smelly, and it will really mess up your day when it's time to use it again, and it's got all that stuff on there. And like I said, you don't want to go back and clean your floors with this nasty mess. There is bacteria everywhere, especially when you have pet messes. We bring in bacteria and all kinds of nastiness with our shoes, our feet, the animals bring it in. So whenever you're using your carpet cleaner, you want to thoroughly use it. It will also help keep it lasting a very, very long time. As I was cleaning this rug, I got curious on exactly how many times I would have to clean it until the water gets clear. I was already noticing how dark it was, and it made me think, how clean can I get it? So this is the first round right here, and I will go and dispose of this. I'll flush it down the toilet and then clean it out thoroughly, and we'll start again. This is round 2 now. And let me know how many times you think I have to go over this rug until I get the water cleaner or clearer. It was astounding to me. I could not believe how much I continued to get up each and every time.
I've done it 2 times. They both were disgusting. So I'm gonna do it again. I don't know, I'm gonna see how many times it takes for me to do this rug until the water is not so dark.
Okay, at the end of round 3, this is what the water looks like. And I start off with a clean reservoir. We're on round 4 now. But I start clean, so there's no old dirty water in there. I dispose of it because I want to know exactly how much is coming up each and every single time. I am just amazed. I'm just amazed how dirty this rug actually is. The dogs do lay on it quite a bit. If you guys have some suggestions for a stinky dog, Hazel is fine, but it's just Ruby. She's just a stinky girl. I don't know. We're having to give her more frequent baths, but like oatmeal baths and things that are just good for her sensitive skin. We have to also be very careful what we feed her. So yeah, you gotta love having a doodle.
I would have to probably go over like 3 more times to get it completely clear. I think I'm just gonna be happy with this.
I'm taking this opportunity and just going to go through these bookshelves real quick. Chris loves books. This is one of the non-negotiables. He can have as many books. I mean, he can have whatever he wants. I don't want it to come across like I have rules or something to be in this house, because that's absolutely ridiculous, and I don't. But he loves his books. I don't think you need to keep books that you've already read. That is for me, but for him, he does. And so I just respect that. That's his boundary. He wants his books, and so that's totally fine. And he always wanted to have a place to have those books sitting out. So this is his area. Moving into the living room once again, I'm going to take some of these games that we have gotten and put them in these mesh bags. I got them from Amazon. I really like them. It does help with the bulk of games. Sometimes games like the game Operation and things like that are just better left in their box. But there's so many sizes of these mesh pouches that I was able to put some of the loose pieces of Operation and put it in the box itself. And then this game here and other games I was able to put in these pouches. Really great. Love it. You can put a label on it. I just cut a part of the box and put it in front. That's just what I did. And it does help save some space. It helps just being able to grab the bag and go. So I wish they had like a little bit larger so I could do this golf gator game in there, but you know, you make do with what you have. And I didn't want to buy any more because it comes with a big set when you buy them. I purchased this years ago and I just have had extras. So being having so many organizational supplies has been great because I can kind of pick and choose what I need over the years, because usually it comes with a lot. My goal is not purchasing any more supplies, just using what I have, and it's been great. I actually think I need to go through them again and probably get rid of some things that have been there for so long that I no longer need. I really want to get to the next level of cleaning out my space. Like I had mentioned before, with the overwhelm, I declutter frequently. I actually declutter a little bit all the time because when I clean, I just take those opportunities to clean things out, throw things away, organize things that are not, that need to be organized. And if you do those things, if you kind of just tackle it every time you clean, it won't seem like a huge overwhelming mess. But for me, I have felt like my house is continuing to get just really messy and really overwhelming. And so that is an indicator that we have too much stuff. And yes, I have decluttered so many times, but we still have too much stuff. And you can declutter all you want. See, this is the thing. When I declutter, it's usually one space and I focus on that space. And some things make the cut and some things don't. The things that make the cut, I leave in there, but I make a mental note. If I don't use it, I will eventually get rid of it because I know, okay, I've left it here, I've kept it, so let's actually use it. But if I don't find myself using it, if I find my kids aren't using it, or it keeps getting pulled out and it isn't going back where it needs to, then I know that it needs to go. And so that is why I continue to go through this process. And each time I hope to get a little more ruthless, a little bit more extreme with it. That might not be everybody's cup of tea. But for me, I have just definitely learned that if I get overwhelmed with the space or it can't stay clean, there's too much stuff there and we got to go through it again. When you realize that you can't manage the stuff that you have, it makes you take note of everything that you're putting your hands on, everything that's getting left in your house. And so for my house to continue to get this messy, of course, we have a lot of people in here. It should not, with as much decluttering as I've done, it should not be hard to keep up, but it is. And so I don't want to be a militant parent, but I need these kids, I need everybody to help me. And if they can't help me keep these spaces clean and tidy and organized, and I'm not talking about like Pinterest perfect, I'm talking about just so we can relax and enjoy our time in the house. But if we can't do that, then we all have too much stuff. And so I've told my kids, if I continue to see whatever toy or whatever thing continue to be thrown out on your bedroom floor or in this living room or wherever, it means it's not valuable to you. If I have to keep telling you to grab it and put it away and it keeps coming out here and you just leaving it, you have too much stuff to manage. You can't do it, and then maybe you need to think about getting rid of it. Now, I have said this, I am very, very adamant that I will never just go in and get rid of things of my kids or Chris's. That's not my place to do that, but I will draw their attention to it and say, hey, like for Noah, these Legos have been on your floor nonstop. Why don't you put them away? Here's a nice bin to put them in. And if he continues to not be able to manage it and put them away, then I'll say, okay, do you really need these? Let's take a moment. It's not, a lot of times he's like, no, you can get rid of them. Sometimes he's like, I really do. So I'll put them in a box and I'll put them away, like in the closet. And when I do that, he will either keep grabbing them or realize he never needed them in the first place. I won't just go in and take everybody's stuff, but I am trying to keep this house manageable. I am trying to keep them aware of their spaces and how to help me keep this house manageable. And if we can't do it together, all 7 of us, if we can't do it, then, 8 of us, then we have too much stuff. And that is kind of my take on it. I know I do a lot of decluttering videos. I know it probably seems like all I do is declutter. That's not 100% true. However, I do think it's important that if things don't serve us anymore or we can't manage it, then we have to let it go or we got to figure something else out. And so that's my goal with all of this.
So it is another day. Yesterday when I stopped, we actually started to have dinner and I was cooking and all that. And then it just, you know how it goes. So today I have just been kind of like picking up where I left off. So I unloaded the dishwasher, put that away, put stuff back in there, cleaned the countertops. Then I took these flowers, these really pretty tulips, and I took them down and I found these in my bedroom. and I put them up there. So I like the way that looks. I kind of rearranged this whole area. My goal is to just pick up things, like no extra things. So obviously that's just for styling, but let me show you what I did over here. So over here, I just moved the dog's bed, or excuse me, their basket full of toys. Those things are the little things that kind of just overwhelm me. I want that open space. So this I had for blankets. I'm actually gonna put some weights in here, some bands and stuff like that, because I'm gonna start working out. Took the ottoman out of here. I think I actually may put this in the entryway and put something less bulky there. Had the really pretty antique table there. It's not really antique. I had someone make it for me to look antique, because those real, I think they're called elmwood benches, are like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and that ain't happening. So I brought it out here. I moved this plant here, and then I just kind of made a little area right over here, which I like, because the other chairs are gone. Kind of put this over here to give it some height. We got to clean out that fountain to get it working again, and kind of spruce up this area a little bit. Let's see. Trying to give these plants some life. I just still am not really sure what's happening here. I don't know. Never planted plants like that and then just die on me. That's never happened, so I'm a little confused. But that just means I'm gonna have to put them in another pot, and then in a little bit I'm gonna have to water out here. We got landscaping last year, and we're still trying to get everything to like take root. Some of them are doing great, but some of them are not. Come on in. That's kind of where we're at. I'm gonna finish cleaning up in this room. I actually have someone coming tomorrow to do the rugs, because after after 4 times it was still black. And then when I sat down there, I could smell it. I can't. That grosses me out. I just can't. So I've got someone coming in and sanitizing both rugs tomorrow. And then the carpet cleaner is great. It's amazing. The thing about it is it doesn't get as deep as I want it. And if you have just like dirt, that's fine. But when you have like actual like body fluids, that's really gross. I know it's a little bit different. It is. I need to do all this stuff over here. I just cleaned out the carpet cleaner too. Look at her little bunny feet. Okay. So I think it's time to redo this. So when I'm starting to feel like, I don't know, overwhelmed, what I'd like to do is, like I said, just kind of minimize what is going on. That was a really big statement piece. I'm not looking for a statement piece anymore. I want something quite minimal, so I'm gonna make this look more toned down. I went with my mom to Hobby Lobby and she got these for me. They're really beautiful. The stems look very realistic. They don't have a real touch feel. The real touch ones are like $15.99 without a sale. That's a lot. It is worth the investment. Personally, I do think they are. But I'm not gonna ask my mom to buy me those. That was really expensive, so. We're good. Summer's coming, and it's already starting to get really hot here. So it is time for the summer flowers. One thing about me, I love hydrangeas. I feel like I have another green one, but I don't know where it's at. I like it. It's color, but it's not as like fizzy. Because we're trying to go minimal. Oops, let's give it just a little bit of whimsy. Just Okay, I really need to find that other flower. I'm gonna tell you something, these dogs, these dogs.
I'm coming to the entryway and I moved the other faux tulips just to give it a more minimal look over here. Wanted to keep it looking inviting, but just less. You know what I mean? I have not perfected the hush method and I'm still working on it as I go through the house, but little by little I'll get the hang of it. But since this is the first thing that you see when you walk in, I wanted it to be, you know, just very simple. I love this lamp here. It's from Amazon. It is a rechargeable lamp and it's amazing, especially if you don't have an outlet somewhere. It's awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you're new here, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button for weekly videos and like this video. And just know I'm so thankful for you. I love you and I will see you soon. Bye guys.